So I'm curious to learn a little bit about you. What's your life story? Give me the scoop.
So I'm 45 years old. I pretty much neglected my mouth my whole life, eating candy, being very childish with my mouth, smoking cigarettes, stuff like that, not really taking care of it, I don't blame it on my upbringing as much as I should, because I figure anything past 18 years old is on me. But, we grew up kind of poor in El Paso on a Mexican border town, and it wasn't just me and my family, like everyone around us, that wasn't a thing. We didn't go to the dentist, Back over there, it's really close to Juarez, Mexico, so the whole thing is, hey, you can just go to Mexico and get your teeth done for $5, type of thing, so growing up, we didn't really focus on our mouths like we should. I let it get to a point to where it was just too late, a couple years ago I went and they're like, yeah, we can do a partial here, and then it didn't go good because it was with so it's kind of a nightmare situation. When I did my initial consultation, I'm laying on my back and they got that thing in my mouth and I'm like gurgling on my own saliva, and the nurse is looking down at me like giving me a hard time, asking me what's wrong with me, and I'm like, I was kind of hoping that y'all could tell me what's wrong with me. That's why I'm here, in an effort to try to deal with this. So I went really bad. 2 years passed and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna deal with it, So I heard about this place and then I looked into the Google stuff and saw the videos and saw Dr. Bay's reviews, and I was like, well, we're gonna try that one. I seemingly trust that one. Let me go get a consultation. Everything went great with Janet, consultation, and then right after that they went ahead and started doing what they need to do to get started. So like very quick, thorough process,
What kind of made it comfortable once you were here?
Like whatever's closest, like, hey, it's convenient. There's probably one on every corner to make it for that. People like, oh, it's close, but not the best option. But what was different was everything, just from the moment you walk in here to talking with Janet and her being so open to hearing about all that. I imagine, even I saw one video that was on her site here about a guy saying, I'm scared to come. He seemed older than me. That's the other thing. Dr. Bay's like, oh, you're so young and this and that. I'm like, oh, thanks, I'm like, I appreciate it. I'm 45. And she's like, no, she's meaning I'm young for this procedure. Like, she deals with a lot of older people. So just from the initial jump, meeting Janet, talking to her making me feel super, super, super comfortable. Immediately meeting the surgeon, Dr. Gliddon, is that his name? Gliddon, yeah. I was going to say that wrong. Super nice guy, made me feel comfortable about everything, I feel bad that he had to do the procedure on my mouth, but I mean, all that went smooth, The anesthesiologist, that went down more comfortable than I was assuming. I was really scared to death to proceed with the procedure. I had people in my head telling me, oh yeah, my family, we're not allowed to be under anesthesiology. We're allergic to it. I was like, what do you do in surgery? He's like, they just numb it and we just stay awake through it. I'm like, so here I am freaking out. It's been my first time under anesthesiology, but he made me feel so comfortable. And that was strange too. I was just thinking like it would be more of a medical thing. It was more like, sit in this chair and lean back. He put a mask on me. He's like, just start thinking about mountains. And then like 3 seconds later, I was gone. And I woke up and all of my teeth are gone and it's ready for new teeth. I just have to let it heal for a couple of days. It was unbelievable. I was assuming I was going to deal with extreme amounts of pain and discomfort. Anytime I've ever gone to the dentist before this, was like 2 or 3 times in my life, they'd give me some strong hydrocodone pills or some Percocets that were highly addictive, and they would not just deal with the pain, they would get you high and stuff, So what I got this time was some acetaminophen codeine, some ibuprofen, some really good antibiotics, and some mouthwash, and that all worked, even though I was never in a situation where like I needed it for pain, whereas in other past dentistry experiences, I took that pill because I needed it because I was in actual pain. This prescriptions I got this time were more for like acute sensitivity, discomfort. There was never any like, I'm in pain. I would have called up here and complained and be like, hey, I'm in pain, what's wrong with me, you know what I mean? I'd have let them know about it, I'm not the type to hold back. So, but yeah, I'm just very thankful for the overall experience, and obviously great price too. You shop around this is a lot more affordable than some of the other places. Some other places wanted 50, 60 grand for what they charge here, 35 grand. So it's like, wow, and I can't imagine that experience being better than this, so I'm really, really appreciative for that. Even though my dental insurance is not going to pay for much of it, it's invaluable to me to have a new mouth,